Hey everybody, Pastor K here. It's Freedom Friday. Let's go. All right, so the verse for the day, Luke chapter 6, verses 35 and 36, starts off like this. Love your enemies, do good to them, lend to them without expecting to be repaid. Then your reward from heaven will be very great, and you will truly be acting as children of the Most High. For he is kind to those who are unthankful and wicked. You must be compassionate just as your Father is compassionate. Wow, what a verse for the day on this Freedom Friday. Starts off with some powerful words that may be difficult for us to even grasp. Love your enemies and do good to them. Wow. I mean, it's one thing to love your enemies. And I mean, we've talked about that before, about loving those who literally go out of their way to antagonize you and get on your nerves and all that. Like loving your haters, guys, loving your ops, loving those who are just literally against you. And then the scripture goes even further. It says, do good to them. So it's not enough to just love them. Like I can love them in my heart and, I can love them from afar. But the Bible is telling us here to do good to them. It says to lend to them without expecting to be repaid. Like your enemy comes to you and asks you for some help. And the Bible is telling you to help them and not even expect anything in return. I mean, my goodness, like what is this? What is the scripture telling us here? What is Jesus saying? Like, are you really serious, Lord? Like, you really want me to help somebody who is against me, to literally lend a hand, and not just lend a hand, but not even expect to be repaid? I mean, what a concept to think about, in a world where, everything is me. Yeah, I'm gonna help you, but you better be prepared to pay me back. As a matter of fact, let's set a date. So you're gonna pay me back by what date and all that kind of stuff there. But this is not how we're supposed to act as kingdom citizens. I'm talking to kingdom citizens, guys. He says to lend to them without expecting to be repaid. But here's the promise that comes with that. It says, and your reward from heaven will be very great. And guys, I want you to understand that that's not just saying, when you die, that your reward is going to be great. God promises rewards to us even while we are in the living. And so you can expect some things from God when you do good to your enemies. But that's not why we're supposed to be doing it. The next verse tells us why we should be doing it, or the next piece of this sentence. It says, you will truly be acting as children of the Most High. You will truly be acting as children of God. You will truly be acting as kingdom citizens, because that's the mindset that we should have for those of us that are following Christ, following his teachings, and those of us that want to be called children of God. It tells us that we should be compassionate just as our Father is. It says that he shows kindness to those that are unthankful and wicked. And so this is how we should be. We're not expecting our enemies to thank us. We're not expecting our enemies to treat us any differently. But here's the possibility in that. Maybe they just might. Maybe their mindset just might change. If your enemy finds himself in such a way that they have to come to you and ask you for help, and you do it freely, and you do it willingly, without asking for anything in return, just possibly their hearts may be turned, and there might be a time and a space for reconciliation, and you may turn an enemy into a brother. And so that's what we should be looking for. Not even for the reward that's going to come from heaven, but we should be looking for the reward that is possibly a soul won for Christ and a brother gained in the kingdom. All right? So here it is, guys. You are free today to love your enemies and do good to them, to lend to them without even expecting a return. And in return, you may indeed gain a soul for the kingdom, a brother in the kingdom, but you will definitely be considered a child of the Most High. So that's the word for the day, guys. I want you guys to run with that on today. Love your enemies, do good to them. It's what we are called to do as kingdom citizens. Have a blessed Friday. Have a blessed weekend on purpose. Talk to you soon. God bless.